Well, I am an admirer of Elisa's. Elisa has even worked for me, and the fact is that she is talented.
What's it called? Kermit and Friends?
Kermit and Friends.
Kermit. But if Kermit.
You're saying
like
not to do...
Yeah,
wait.
I actually have watched a few hours of Kermit and Friends.
How many hours have you watched, Natalie?
Oh, no. Probably indulged in 8 hours.
Holy.
My wife and I watched Benji's ex-girlfriends or whatever's going on. We watched this crazy podcast, and I have to say, this is one of the, probably in the top 5 things I think about right now.
She has a podcast, but she gets to come on the radio. It is craziness upon craziness.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Kermit and Friends. I'm Elisa. This is Fozzie, and Kermit is watching us from heaven. I hope everybody's doing great today. There's a couple things on my mind. You know, I never thought, I never thought that I'd outlive my dog Kermit. I really didn't want to outlive my dog Kermit. I really didn't want to. So now the only things that I'm doing in my life are in the spirit of Kermit, okay? Nothing else. So if you try to get me involved in something and it's not in the spirit of Kermit, I'm just not doing it. So I know that Kermit brought me everyone here. She didn't want me to be alone. She really wouldn't want that for me. So she wanted me to be happy. She wanted me, you know, to laugh again, to have fun again. She brought me all of you. She really did. So that's something that I truly feel, and I appreciate every one of you for being here. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm wearing a Kermitarian t-shirt. It says Kermit and Friends. In the back, it says repent for your sins. It's from our fashion line, the Kermit and Friends fashion line. So check that out. We have very exciting guests for today. We have so many guests. So if you're a guest for Kermit and Friends, just keep your camera enabled the whole show. It's an hour show. So if you're booked on Kermit and Friends, leave your camera enabled because you won't be able to get back in if you leave because we're getting popular. And my co-host, Sugar, is here. Let me just bring her on. Sugar, how are you?
Good. How are you? You look so good in your t-shirt. Look, I have my apron.
I know there's going to be a screenshot of that, right? Cool. So you're wearing your Kermit and Friends apron. I'm wearing my Kermit and Friends t-shirt. We have the merch. Sugar designed all our merch. I just want to tell you, Sugar, we have a guest next week that I'm pretty excited about. I don't think I told you about it. Rajiv Fernando is a globally recognized infectious disease physician. He was the only American to go to Wuhan, China, to investigate the COVID-19 back in January, where there were only 50 cases in the world. When Rajiv Fernando was in Wuhan, he served with 3 hospitals as the first responder in the epicenter of the COVID pandemic in New York. So everybody wants to interview this guy about COVID right now, and we have him booked for next week.
Why? Yes.
Why not? Stylistic. Why what? Why is he coming on Kermit and Friends?
Yeah. I mean, I understand why some people come on. This guy sounds like he might have some other options.
No, just make him think he has no other options. I think that's the way to book a guest here. Sugar, you're the co-host. You're supposed to think this is a great show.
This is a great show.
Okay.
Everybody should come on.
Everybody should come on. There's some big news that's happening this week. I didn't really understand it too much. The SEC pledges to punish abusive activity in the wake of GameStop stock trading frenzy. The Securities and Exchange Commission said on Friday it's going to investigate the decision made on January 28th by several brokerage firms to restrict trading on stocks GameStop and AMC. Do you understand this, Sugar? I was really confused by it.
This is the way I understand to break it down. The hedge fund billionaires have been doing certain things to manipulate stock for a really long time. And some kids on Reddit got together and figured out how to do it themselves. And then all of a sudden it's illegal. Now it's a problem.
Right. Exactly. So, this was a hard get, but I actually booked today my financial advisor, Kevin Cow. Kevin, you're my financial advisor. You were one of the people that told me to put my money into stocks. Kevin, what's going on?
Money in stock? I don't know.
You don't know?
Nope.
Kevin, when all this happened,
just spent it on something nice. I mean, I'm just saying.
Kevin, when all of this happened with GameStop and this other stock and the Security and Exchange Commission, you didn't even call me. I thought I would get a call from you and you'd be warning me to say, get out of the market, Elisa, get out of the market.
Nope. I am terrible of keeping touch with business stuff. All I do is just watch the regular news and that's it.
No, but Kevin, when I signed up, with Kevin Cow, Investment Advisors Corporation, I really thought that I would be safe. I felt so comfortable. You took me out to dinner several times. We went out.
No, I didn't pay for your dinner. No, you did.
No, I know. That's the problem, Kevin. When I signed up with your company, I thought we'd be hanging out a lot.
I don't have a company. What are you talking about?
Kevin, you're my financial advisor. You have a company. Did you leave that company? Kevin?
What?
Did you leave the company?
What do you mean? Is this a company? Or I don't know.
Oh my God. See, you can't invest in anything. You can't trust anybody. It's just terrible. I feel very unsafe right now. I'm getting a call, Kevin. 1 second. This is my other financial advisor. Finally, he's calling me back. Hey, Barry.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you? Thanks for calling in.
I'm good. I'm being discharged from the hospital soon.
Oh, congratulations. Okay, so there's some new fans.
I want my fans to know.
Okay. So Barry's calling in right now to tell everybody that he's being released from the mental hospital and he's going to be back on Kermit and Friends any day now. Congratulations, Barry.
Yes, I'm really excited. So, I have a discharge date coming up. I just can't say when it is publicly,
Okay, great. Okay, great. So I'm really excited to have you back on the show. Is there anything that your fans can look forward to?
Yes. I'm creating an OnlyFans account on OnlyFans.com, and I'm gonna have pictures of beautiful women on there.
Okay.
As well as there's going to be a free version and a paid version. The paid version is going to be $2.99 a month, and it's going to include beautiful women that are gorgeous porn stars.
Okay, Barry, hold on 1 second. Barry, call me back. Okay, that was Barry. Thanks for calling. Trumpster Bob, you sound like you're underwater. I want to take 2 questions for you, and then I'm going to get to my first guest named Snook Nook. We have 3 guests today, actually 4 guests. We have Snook Nook, we have Paris Dillon, we have Brad Cohn, and then we have a special musical guest at the end. Trumpster Bob, ask me 2 questions, and then we're going to get to our first guest.
Okay, that sounds good. How's everybody doing today?
Great.
What are you looking for in your next partner? And are you flat-footed?
I'm not flat-footed. In my next partner, I'm looking for someone loyal, kind. They have to be a fan of Kermit and Friends. They have to be on Kermit and Friends. They have to write for Kermit and Friends, produce Kermit and Friends, send me graphics and some edited videos, and create me a new opening and a new ending.
Well, I'm going to have to get a little more involved in Kermit and Friends then.
You have another question, Bob?
Yeah, in the world of sex and boobs, when you're riding a guy and bouncing and flopping all around and all that, would your boobs remain stiff or would they bounce around a lot for your partner? In other words, have you ever had a boob job?
Okay, I'm going to introduce my first guest now. My first guest, I'm going to read her bio. Snook Nook is a children's music artist. She creates songs to motivate, inspire, and encourage little ones. She's making a difference by teaching valuable life lessons, social awareness, and going back to basics. She's written songs with Kevin Rudolph and Timbaland. She's had #1 dance hits. She also wrote jingles for commercial campaigns such as McDonald's, Dr. Pepper, Kmart, Joe Boxer, Burger King, and much more. Everybody, welcome to the show, Snook Nook. Hi, welcome to the show.
I'm the robot. Snook Nook's not here just yet.
Are you friends with Snook Nook?
Yes, I am. She's one of my favorite people, and she teaches me all types of music and education for kids. What's your name?
What's my name? My name's Elisa. It's so nice to meet you. You're so cute.
Thank you. So are you. My name is Ebot. You see the E right there?
Oh, Ebot. My name starts with an E too.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Well, I think Miss Cherry was supposed to sign in before me from Snook Nook, and I'm just here first.
Oh, well, I'm just so happy to have you on the show. Ebot, you know, I was talking with my co-host Sugar before. We were talking about this whole Robin Hood thing. I brought on my financial advisor, Kevin. Do you have any thoughts of being in the stock market right now?
I do have thoughts about being in the stock market, and I think it's time for regular people or regular little robots like me to be able to play the stocks just like those hedge fund guys.
What are you saying? Are you saying you couldn't open an account with Robin Hood because you're a robot?
No, I'm on Robot. My puppeteer's on I'm on Robin Hood. My puppeteer's on Robin Hood. And we bought stocks in nanotechnology, but we didn't buy any of those stocks from that GameStop stuff.
Oh, you didn't? Okay, so what happened with that? Are you disappointed? Did you get any advice from anyone?
I did. I got some advice from my neighbor who belongs to a stock group, and they were saying that regular people shouldn't be able to buy stocks. And I don't think that's fair. So yeah, I think anyone should be able to play in the stock market. And if the stock market is like Vegas, then we need to change it and give it rules for everyone else. Because technology is here, just like me and you.
You know, I'm thinking of hiring you as my financial advisor. You seem like a pretty smart guy.
Yeah, I'm smart. I'm very smart. And I have a robot friends with me who also perform with Snook Nook.
You have other friends with you right now?
Well, no, they're not here right now. They're sleeping.
Oh, they're sleeping. Okay.
Yeah, we were having fun last night. So if you can find Miss Cherry from Snook Nook, I'm sure she wants to be on here first.
Okay. Oh, you're not. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. I thought she was with you.
No, I'm with her. I'm with Snook Nook.
Oh my gosh. I'm so embarrassed.
It's okay. I'll just sign off and then you can bring her on, but we'll talk again.
Okay, just stay there. Don't sign off. Whoops. Okay, I made a mistake. Okay, sorry. That was not Snook Nook. This is actually Cherry, the real Snook Nook. I'm sorry. I'm so confused. I'm sorry about that, Cherry.
That's really funny. That's okay. My Ebot really he speaks the truth, just like someone saying right here in the comments. So that was good.
Yeah, he is amazing. I love him. I met you because God wanted me to. I haven't been going out. I've been kind of afraid of COVID. 2 dead bodies were removed from my building. And I'm not kidding. I don't know if it's COVID, but this week my neighbor Brandon told me that there was 2 people that died in my building. So I'm very freaked out right now. I don't go to parties, Cherry. I don't go anywhere. I just go to the park and go hiking or running. But my friend Christina invited me to someone's house. I did not know whose house it was. I don't usually go to houses that I don't know like who the person is that owns the house or anything. But for some reason inside, I felt, I should really get out. I should be social. I should go. And God wanted me to go because the first person I met when I walked into that house was you. It was your house. And I don't even know how this came up, but I found out that you like puppets and I'm like obsessed with puppets. So I felt like it was, fate that we met. And I have some questions for you from your fans here. So let me just find them.
Yeah, no, of course. No, the first moment we started talking puppetry talk, and then it was over. It was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
We were like, yeah.
It was awesome. Yeah, no, it's so fun to like meet someone and have that in common. So the name Snook Nook is very interesting. It's very catchy. Did you come up with that name or is it like a lifelong nickname?
No, Snook Nook is actually a name that I called my kids when they were babies. It's a name that it's like baby talk. It's kind of like what you would call, like people call their kids, oh, Boo Bear or Boo Boo or whatever, So I called my kids Snook Nook, which is, it's funny. It just came out, it just rolled out off my tongue and it stuck. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to use it.
Okay. And what made you start making music specifically for children? You have children, is that right? You have a few children? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was in the music industry previously already, and I was doing a lot of pop stuff, dance stuff. And then I wrote some jingles and, worked in that. And then, but when I got pregnant, I just started writing these hooks that were just like catchy, so I was coming from the jingle world. So, I was writing hooks of like, good morning and things to, brush your teeth and you made a potty and like all of these like silly little rhyming things. And so once I started to record them, because my idea was just to record the hooks. I was like, I'm just going to write a bunch of hooks, But once I got into the studio and started like, hashing out the songs, they just turned into full-on songs, and I just kept going and kept going and kept going, and it just hasn't stopped, and I'm still going today.
So your potty song has 1.5 million views.
Yeah. Hey, you made a potty.
So I have that video. Am I allowed to play that so people can see it?
You can play that. Well, that music video specifically was a hit with the mommy bloggers. So earlier on when I released some of the songs, I sent a lot of hit a lot of mommy bloggers up, and then they started sharing the video because it's hilarious. It's, talking about potty training and this and that. And it's one of the most, as a mom and as a parent, the most hardest time when you're raising your kids is to potty train them. So I made this really fun kind of MC Hammer-ish video, to make it like a really fun joke. So,
okay, so let's watch that video. I was impressed with 1.5 million views. Here's Snook Nook's video for pottying.
What time is it, girls and boys? Is it time to go poo-poo? Is it time to go poo-poo?
You made a pee-pee.
that video. Oh my gosh, that video is amazing. So how much does it cost to put something like that together?
Well, it depends, I mean, it really depends. I have friends that do broadcasts. They work for, ITV and ETV and things. And so they're in tech. And so they help me put it together on the technical part, green screen. But my favorite part was actually working with the kids directly, casting them, finding them, and finding kids actually who love to dance and sing. Like, I mean, this was one of the first videos that I did. I have a few. And that process really struck a nerve with me, because kids, when they really love something and they're passionate about it, it's like, it's infectious. So I really enjoyed that process of that. But I have a really funny story regarding that song. Is my robot, is Ebot on? So Ebot, who you had on just now, he's my partner. This is Ebot. And me and
I know.
We call ourselves Snook Nook and the Robot Puppet Show. So we go around and we do live shows pretty much everywhere, like at schools, libraries, family festivals, outdoor, anywhere. But we had one booking last year that was really funny, because we don't get a lot of requests to do the potty song live. But remember, Ebot, last year we had this one client that they wanted us to perform the potty song. And not only that, when we got there, we performed it, but they wanted us to keep performing it, like a few times. I was like, are you serious? Like, really? Like, this is your favorite
I remember
song?
that over and over again. And I'm a robot, and it almost made me want to go to the bathroom.
That's the problem with having a hit song, though, Cherry. When you have a hit song, they want you to just keep playing it over and over and over. And I actually have another guest with 2 Grammys. This guy, Ebot, has 2 Grammys. His name is Brad Cohn. He's a life coach. Actually, you know what, Brad? I'm going to read your bio. This is Brad Cohn. He's a self-mastery and transformation architect. He's been described as a modern British Renaissance man, a published poet, writer, multi-platinum awarded record producer, engineer, songwriter, stuntman, extreme sports athlete, British martial arts medalist, and longtime meditator. He's from the UK. He currently lives in Los Angeles. He's on Kermit and Friends. Welcome, Brad.
Thanks, Elisa. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so happy that you are on Kermit and Friends, where you should be.
It's great to be here. I'm just taking it all in. It's quite a colourful cast you have.
Yes, it is. Hold on one second. I'm already getting a call about you, Brad. Kermit and Friends.
Hey, Elisa, it's Robin. How are you?
Hi, Robin. Thanks for calling in. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good, thanks. It seems like everybody on YouTube is like a life coach now. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, that's not what I thought Robin was going to say, but that's a good question, I guess. Okay, so one of our callers, Robin, said that everybody claims to be a life coach. Do you get that question? Do people say that to you?
No, I don't know. I mean, I see it. Living in Los Angeles, I feel like there is a lot of that, but I feel like I have a very different methodology from what I see around. There's no woo-woo or rubbing crystals or blowing smoke into orifices in what I do. It's very pragmatic. It's very results oriented, and I basically help people upgrade their lives or manage the transition in their lives.
Okay, Sugar, call back. You just hung up. Okay, we have all these like women calling right now, over and over. Okay, so all right, so let me get to your fan questions. I tweeted that you were coming on the show, and people were very excited. You have 2 multi-platinum albums. Is that right? Is that what you?
That's right. Yeah, no Grammys yet, but yes, a couple.
Oh, sorry. Okay, multi-platinum. I'm going to ask you about that 1 second. Kermit and Friends.
My name is Carol Jane, and I'm Benji's therapist.
Okay.
And I just wanted to tell you that the reason I had to drop Benji as a client is because I was just too attracted to him. I picked him as a client because of his looks. But now that I'm seeing Brad Cohn, I think I can get over Benji because Brad Cohn is a tall, sparkly glass of beer. And I want to analyze what's in his pants.
Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing. Okay, thanks for calling in. Maybe I should just not take calls. Okay, Brad, so do you get that? Do women that you're there, if I hired you as my life coach, it would be very hard to concentrate, right? So do a lot of women hire you? What would you say? Is it more men or more women?
It has been slightly more women, yeah. But I'm here to serve, so it makes no difference to me.
Oh my gosh, that's so wonderful. Kermit and Friends. Kermit and Friends. Hello. Sugar, Kermit and Friends. Oh my God. Okay, sorry. Okay, so back to the questions. All right, Brad Cohn. Okay, so the multi-platinum albums, those are albums you produced?
Yeah, I was working on as an engineer
Okay.
and kind of doing production work on those projects. Yeah, so that was back in the UK. It's almost 10 years ago now, but like 2010, 2011, yeah.
Okay, great. So that must have felt good. What were your dreams as a child?
Well, as a very young kid, it was to be an astronaut. But as soon as I started playing piano, it was really just, to make music. And that's kind of what I did up until my mid to late 30s, where I went through a bit of a transition, or what would you call it, like a rebirth. And yeah, found myself in coaching.
Okay, what inspired that rebirth? Because I have a friend named Claire, a guy named Claire that needs a rebirth really bad. He was yelling at me this morning. He quit the show this morning. I had to make a little emoji with like devil horns, like somebody like that is mean and goes crazy on people and freaks out. Do they need a rebirth?
Well, I wouldn't want to project that anyone needs anything, but my story is that I come from a very close family. I was particularly close to my father, and around the time actually I had those successes in music, he was diagnosed with cancer, and that was quite shocking to all of us because he was such a larger than life guy, and I had a background in extreme sports, and we're all quite athletic. My mother comes from her father was an athlete. So anyway, I started researching how food affects the body and the connection between the mind and the body in an effort to help my father, and started learning a lot more, and was also deepening my meditation practice. So he actually died a few years later. And again, we were quite surprised. We thought he was going to kind of live with the disease rather than be taken by it. And that's really what started this transformation for me. I started wanting to use this information I had gathered, and my life kind of unraveled. And in putting the pieces back together in my life, I recognized that I had found these frameworks that were really effective and that could really help people mitigate suffering and be more effective in their own lives.
Oh, wow. That's so amazing. So Brad, can you just come a little closer to the camera? I just want you to set up your camera a little bit closer to you, because I don't think people are really getting it yet. Trumpster Bob, 2 questions, and I'm going to bring on Paris Dillon. Bob.
Okay, let me see. I'm getting a little interference, and I don't know why that is.
Bob asked me 2 questions because Paris Dillon's next. He has a big hot movie coming out right now, and we got to promote that movie. So ask me your 2 questions.
Do you want to get married and live with a guy forever, like just you and one guy kind of love? And, what attracts you to gay men? And since I'm a straight guy, what attracts you about me?
Well, you're a really nice guy. What?
Or do you just want to stay single the rest of your life?
Well, I mean, I've been single for a long time now, and I'm used to it, but I would like to be in a relationship. It would be nice to have someone, Bob. I just haven't met that right person yet.
You never know. A guy like Cohn could come along. I mean, he's from a well-known family.
Who?
Kermit does everything. Clothing, merchandise, and everything else.
A guy like who?
This guy you have on your show right now, Cohn.
You mean Brad?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brad's a great guy. I want people to see him better. He's so attractive. Oh, speaking of attractive, okay, Bob, ask me one more question, then I need to get to Paris.
So since you're like you're attracted to, I'm taking it, nice guys. Does this mean that you would be open to doing some type of pornography video? Maybe, you know, you're the boss and you got the man employee slave thing going or something?
Bob, oh my God, Bob. No, Bob. Stop, Bob. Oh, just stop. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a clip from a new hot movie coming out starring Paris Dillon, our next guest, and Andy Dick. This movie is called Tiger Dick. It's going to be great. Everybody check it out.
I'm Joe Exotic. I'm gay as shit, and I do carry a firearm.
And he's running for governor of the
President of the United States of America.
Joe's great. I get to play with guns. I can pet the tiger, maybe some drugs. I just have to, you know, sleep in his bed at night, which I want to do. I want to do that. I like doing that. I'm gay. Anyway,
I live in the state of Oklahoma, and I can have a gun. Oh, Jesus. Keep the cameras rolling. I'm paying you, motherfucking Friends. I run my lines at home. I'm an actor. Are you an actor? Or
yeah.
What have you done?
I was just in that investigation discovery show.
That's not an actor. It's a reenactor. You're the killer, you get killed. Doesn't matter. I'm acting. You need to do that. You need to be John.
I'm riding it raw, Joe. Hold on there. Hold boy. I'm just excited that I get to be on set with Andy Dick. My parents love him.
Why did they get Andy Dick for this?
I'm losing my fucking mind. Hey, Stormy, it's John.
And you know I'm gay?
You know I'm gay.
So there's no problem.
I'm running now I'm a governor president, because this government is fucking in your ass.
Joe, you're on fire.
Oh, you better believe I'm on fire. Carol Baskin put a fire under my scrotum. Kid, what are you doing? I'm going to get an Emmy now. I'm a golden Emmy, and I'm nodding at Andy Dick because he's feeling pretty good.
He's kind of a weird guy, but in a weird, you want to get to know him kind of way.
All right, everybody, welcome to the show. Star of Tiger Dick, Paris Dillon. Hey, Paris, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me on. Oh my gosh, I'm with Brad. What a colorful cast you've got. I like Trumpster Bob. You know, he's asking the right questions. Yeah. He's really getting the hard-hitting questions where we all want to know.
Yeah. Bob said to me, he wanted to interview me. I said, oh, I was so flattered. You know, I was like, wow, this guy, Bob, he cares about me. Mm-hmm. He wants me to do well. He wants to come on my show. You know, I appreciate it when people are on Kermit and Friends so much. He comes on here. He asked me about anal, if I had a boob job. He asked the most insulting questions I've ever heard in my life. This guy, Bob, I mean, really, Bob. I mean, come on, tone it down a little bit.
Yeah, but your fans like it. I'm seeing the chat. They're all in it. We're all friends here. You can all joke about that kind of stuff. And by the way, just side note, I would definitely take the socks, like economic suggestion over your financial advisor. That guy, I don't know where you find that guy, but I would take the socks advice first.
Yeah, no, the socks seemed actually pretty smart. So okay, as far as you go, Paris, the way I met you was, through Andy. Andy did not have an internet connection in his apartment.
Yeah.
So he hooked me up with you, and between you and I, we put our minds together and we figured out a way for him to get an internet connection on my rooftop. And is that a usual problem? You know, you lived with Andy. When did you live with Andy?
Andy and I, we were roommates back in the day, like, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. I was living in a big house. It was awesome. It was like an incubator of creativity. It was me, him, his son was living there, and his assistant. So us four in this big house. And you know, yeah, Andy Dick as your roommate, pros and cons, let's just say.
Okay, you're getting a call. Kermit and Friends.
Hi, this is Marge. I just say something about that Paris Dillon guy.
Okay.
He's one hot slice of man meat, and I want to barbecue him, and I want to eat his ribs with hot sauce. I want to.
Oh my God, my phone is blowing up. Okay, Kermit and Friends. Kermit and Friends.
Hi, Elisa. It's Supertramp.
Hey, Supertramp.
How are you doing today?
Good, good. How are you? Thanks for calling in.
Fantastic. Thanks for asking. Say, I had a question for Paris.
Okay, I got him right here.
Is Paris single?
Great question. All right.
I know this seems like a love connection show. I mean, you and Brad, everyone is like, go Elisa and Brad, pushing it that way, or Trump or Bob, whatever you're up to, whatever floats your boat. I am dating a girl right now. Yes.
Wow.
But it's LA. It's hard to.
Wow.
You're all
Oh my
over the place
gosh.
always. But yes, there is a woman in my life.
Oh no, everybody's gonna be really upset. Oh no. Oh gosh. Okay. That's too bad. Okay, so okay, you were living with Andy. It was amazing. There was all these talented, creative. Oh, whoa. Oh my God. I should just turn my phone off. Kermit and Friends.
The key
Yes, I wanted to ask Paris a question. This is Randy.
Okay, this is Randy. Question for Paris Dillon. Yes.
Hi, Randy.
Did you ever get to suck Andy's cock when you were roommates?
Oh
And what
no.
did it taste like?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. That was a bad caller.
A hard no. No, never. No.
Okay.
No. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. No, there's not.
Not my style.
Okay, do you think that Andy had I mean, I wish Andy was here right now. Last night, I saw Andy's Instagram story. It was at 2 a.m., and he was at a club. So I had a feeling he'd be late. Kermit and Friends?
Yes, this is Randy again. I had another question for Paris.
Okay.
Since you didn't suck Andy's cock, do you think Andy would allow me to suck his cock?
Okay, all right. Just, you don't have to answer
Depends
that.
what you look like. I mean, Andy is attracted to beauty. It's not guys or girls specifically. It could be any of them. Like he would bring home a guy one night and then a girl the next night. And it's just about their personality. He doesn't really like the gender doesn't matter to him.
Yeah, he's actually very unique in that he's nice to everyone. I noticed that about him. He's not, and everywhere you go, people recognize him and they love him, and he spreads a lot of joy. And people look down on, like, I hear a lot of shit talking about celebrities like the Kardashians and like Andy Dick, but really it spreads joy. Yes. Hello, Kermit and Friends.
So one more question for Paris.
Okay.
Shoot.
If Andy let me suck his cock.
All right. Okay. No more cock questions, you guys. No more cock questions. Okay.
Oh, you got a horny audience today.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a church show, but okay. So, all right. So I'm not gonna that guy. You don't have to answer him. Let's just take regular questions. So Sugar will ask a regular question. I have faith in Sugar. Sugar, this is a former roommate of Andy Dick. This is an actor. He has a movie coming out. What's your question? Oh, and also, wait. Actually, before I bring Sugar on and all the fans, Paris, I saw on your Instagram. So Paris Dillon, this guy Paris Dillon, I follow him on Instagram. And I saw that he posted that he's working on a Netflix show. And that what is your role on that Netflix show, Paris?
So I don't know if anyone's seen Bling Empire. It was actually going to be called Bling Dynasty. That was the original title, but Netflix wouldn't go with that one. Bling Empire just got released last week. I was the development director, so I directed the pilot. I shot with all of them for like 9 months. And before we were able to sell it to Netflix, but it's a fun reality show, and it's basically a take on Crazy Rich Asians, but in real life. So very rich, wealthy socialites, and great cast. Awesome to be a part of that project. And I actually directed that like a couple of years ago, but Netflix had to roll it out now because the world is upside down. But yeah.
So is that going to be like a job that's for years? Like what kind of, I don't really understand. So your role on it was project what?
I was a development director.
Okay. Development director.
I directed a pilot. So I spent like 6 to 9 months with the cast filming a sizzle pilot, like a 22-minute pilot, to then go take to Netflix. Netflix watches it and they're like, we like this. All right, let's go shoot the series. So I'm the development director for this production company. So I've done reality TV show projects with Stevie Wonder and his family. I directed his pilot. Chuck Liddell's a good friend of mine. Black China, mostly all reality stuff. But it's
wow, that is so cool. That sounds like fun. So is that kind of job like you do it for a couple of months and then you move on to something else? Are you going to be doing that for years? How does that part work?
I mean, I was doing it for 2 years until COVID hit, and then I haven't worked since, honestly. On that kind of stuff. We've done the Tiger Dick thing has been kind of the main thing the last for COVID. But as far as like those big development director jobs with Stevie Wonder and all those kind of pilots, I hope it happens. I hope it comes up again. But just honestly, like I have no idea what the future holds. I'm not blaming everything on COVID, Clear Cider. I'm saying this is what happened. They stopped calling me.
Okay, so I'm a huge Little Mermaid fan. I don't know if you know this about me.
Okay, sorry, I was reading the comments. You're a huge Little Mermaid fan? The movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Ariel, yeah.
Okay, do you know why I'm bringing that up?
How did you find that? No. They don't need to see this.
Why not?
Okay, just a second of it, but.
Okay, just a second. Sorry, Paris. I just love The Little Mermaid so much. So this is a video that I found. I dug deep. I was Googling Paris Dillon all night, and I came up with this.
Oh my God, I'm so hairy. I'm like a spiny blowfish. Damn it. I cut myself. Oh my God, I gotta get out of here. I'm going crazy. I'm going stir crazy. I'm going bonkers. Sebastian, I gotta get out of here.
Quarantine.
Huh? I thought it was curfew.
Both. Just play with your stuff.
No, look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? When you think my collection's complete, you would think, look at it now, you'd think I'm the girl that has the
You do have everything.
No. This cave. Treasures untold. I mean, how much crap can one cavern hold?
Truthfully, about what you have, it's getting ridiculous.
I got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I got who's its and what's its galore. You like Sebastian? Do you like thingamabobs?
Yeah, man, I love thingamabobs.
I know you do, because you stole one. I used to have 21. Now I have 20.
Aria.
But who cares? No big deal. I want more.
Well, that's selfish.
I want to go where the people are. Running, jumping, and humping. Legs are required for walking and jumping and humping and walking around on the damn, I'm forgetting words. What do they call them that they walk on the
street?
Feet. No, they're meat feet on the street. That's gross. Why would they do that? Why would you walk on a meat street with feet that's like meat?
I don't know. It's terrible up there.
Disgusting.
I heard it's diseased and there's fires.
I don't like it.
Let's go collect some plastic and have some fun.
No, I think I do want to go up there. I want to go. I want to go up where they run. Up where they walk. Up where they run and hump. Up where they play all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be an essential crab.
Oh, no, you didn't, Ariel. That's the third time you've done that. I'm going to tell your father on you right now.
Who cares? You know, tell my father he can suck a conch. Idiot.
All right, I love that. I loved it. Okay, so let's have fan questions for Paris. Let's bring up one person at a time. Paris Dillon, actor, former roommate of Andy Dick.
How is that in my time?
All right, what do you want me to say? Okay, here, let me read your bio. Did I read it yet? Okay. Raised in Seattle, Paris Dillon, always had a knack for performing. You can find him involved in theater, running events, front manning a successful rock band. Is this you? Are you in a rock band?
Yeah, so crappy pop punk.
Okay. All right. That sounds good. He graduated from the University of Washington as a Dean's List recipient with a bachelor's degree in communication and comparative literature. I think I pronounced that right. Then he worked and lived around the U.S. as a self-involvement speaker. And you mentioned you work with Tony Robbins. I don't even see that in your bio here.
Yeah, Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, Brian Tracy. I did a lot of self-improvement stuff before I came to LA.
Okay, but you've been performing with Andy Dick as a team for the last 10 years. So what made you decide to do that? And, are you enjoying it? What do you get out of being like, part of a duo with Andy Dick?
It's a good question. I ask myself that all the time. What am I really doing here? Why am I doing this? No, it's been, honestly, Andy has taught me so much about like acting and performing and comedy and timing. And I've learned like pretty much everything I know from him. The gigs, have ranged from amazing, like you feel on top of the world, like these are sold out crowds and you were playing a live show and I get to play guitar and sing, to literally like I want to crawl in a hole and die. I don't want to be on stage right now. It's just things go south because it's Andy. So we just don't know what's going to happen. Our act is improv, but there's a few scripted parts. So you don't really know what's real and what's not. You saw a little bit of it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no doubt about it. So I guess there's pros and cons, right? The pro is Andy is unbelievably talented.
So talented.
Brilliant. One of a kind. There's nobody like him. He's world famous. But then I guess the cons are what?
Well, his personal life sometimes gets the better of him, where that can cloud his genius, and that's what's sad is sometimes that, like, when I get to, meet some of my heroes, like literally hanging out with like Jim Carrey and Ben Stiller and Will Ferrell and like get to like pick their brain a little bit. And every single one of them, like, can't stop talking about how great and talented Andy is. But then they just know, like, they kind of trash him personally. And it's like, they say it's just wasted potential, but he's already been to the top. And, Andy's already done his thing. So now he's just trying to only do things that he really enjoys. And that's what we found with the Tiger Dick thing and our duo act. We were touring right before COVID hit. And yeah, I'm blaming COVID on that too. You chatters.
Well, I was thinking about it, and I kind of relate to you in a way, right? So I used to be in a band, Cobra Starship.
Blink-182. Sorry, I'm reading I can't. I want to answer some of these questions, but I don't want to.
We're gonna get to everybody. I just want to say, I relate to you because when I was in my band, everybody in the band was pretty much like more successful than me, right? So like they got this record deal, they were successful in music. So I kind of attached myself to the band, and I was really hesitant to let go because I was like, if I let go, what if I can't do it on my own? What if I'm not good enough to do it on my own? Does that go through your head at all? Do you ever say, oh, without Andy, like what if I can't perform with Andy, what if nobody shows up?
That's a great question. The good news is I'm not trying to be a stand-up comedian. That's not my goal. That's not my passion. That's not my want. I do it because of the thrill, and it also helps just get out any kind of jitters and help me not be nervous in front of anything. But I make my money just acting regularly. So that's kind of my acting and directing is just what I've been doing for a really long time. And I'm finally finding a place where I'm trying to enjoy that and not just, try to keep thinking my life isn't good enough because I haven't hit certain milestones and I haven't hit the goals I thought I would be at, quite frankly, right now. And I'm just like, wait, I am doing it. I have to remember this is what I'm doing. This is the world that I want to live in, and I've created it. The stand-up thing, it's just not, I love it, but honestly, it's not what I'm trying to do. So I host a lot of gigs like by myself without Andy, like in between comedians and stuff like that, but it's not my bag, baby. That's Austin Powers. But it's been fun. It's really awesome. I love it. Like I said, we tour and stuff. Like if I didn't love it, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. So, okay. So you've considered like going off on your own. And
yeah, I mean, not in stand-up world.
No, not in stand-up. Okay.
I mean, but like I said, I do host like big comedy events, things like that, where I come up in between. I'll play a song or something like that, or just warm up the crowd. But no, I'm not trying to pursue a stand-up career. So therefore, you know, I would only kind of do the act with Andy. I don't really want to I don't want to spend the time to do that.
Okay. Okay. So here, now we're going to go to questions from the fans. Let's go to Sugar. Sugar, you're on with Paris Dillon.
Well, the first thing I wanted to ask you is, are you looking for Carol Baskin for the Tiger Dick series? Because I want to read.
Funny you should ask, Sugar. I would love to have you audition.
Okay, I'll read for you.
All right.
Right.
Did you say you were in Blink 182? Tell me about your band.
Oh, yeah. No, it sounds like Blink 182. It's crappy pop punk. So it's
what's it called?
The band's We Tried, because we tried. The band's called We Tried. But that's just, that's like a hobby, like music thing. It's not my, like that. That's just kind of, I love to do it and I just enjoy it. But it does have a little Blink 182 vibe. Some of the chatters were like hitting it right on the nose, like kind of that style.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So Paris, I'm just going to take a quick break because I have a musician here to perform for us. His name is Dave Robinson. He's from the UK. He wrote to be on Kermit and Friends. Here's Dave Robinson.
Hi. Ain't gonna look at you at all, ain't gonna hang you on my wall. I hate you, I leave you, I tell you I don't need you, you picture on the wall. Y'all picture on the poster on the wall that give me there with y'all out. Someday I'm gonna catch you right. I can bet to see you for the rest of my life. You picture on the wall. You picture on the poster on the wall to get me there with y'all out. Hey, y'all picture on the poster on the wall to get me there. Picture on the poster on the wall to get me there all right now. Hey, yeah, on the wall. Y'all picture on the poster on the wall to get me there with y'all out. Catch you right. I can bet to see you for the rest of my life. You picture down the wall. You picture on the poster on the wall to get me there and y'all out. Hey, y'all picture on the poster on the wall to get me there. Picture on the poster on the wall to get me there all right now. Yeah, on the wall. Y'all picture on the poster on the wall to get me there and y'all out.
people still wonder why they can't be there when you're out.
Wow, that was amazing. I love this guy, Dave. He's going to be our reoccurring musical guest. His name's Dave Robinson. Actually, you know what? I'm going to ask Dave Robinson something. Hold on. Where'd he go? I think I might have lost him. Oh, here he is. Dave Robinson, you're from the UK. You wrote to me. First of all, how'd you find Kermit and Friends?
Well, I've seen you on the Howard Stern show, and then I, wondered what happened, because you can't get Sirius in the United Kingdom. And so, you wonder what happened to all the people, and the timeline's very different. And then all of a sudden I found out that you were doing this, and it's, on the one hand, it's like a really adult program. And on the other hand, it's like Sesame Street, and so much fun and kind of happiness is coming. And I thought, well, that would be a nice thing to be a part of.
Wow. Oh my gosh, you really get it. It is supposed to be like Sesame Street. I used to work at this regular job, and I compared that to Sesame Street because I knew everybody in my office. In the morning, I'd wave and like hug people, and it was just so friendly. And I wanted Kermit and Friends to be like this, where you go into a place, you feel at home, you have fans, and you're in a community. Hold on 1 second, Dave. Kermit and Friends.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Priscilla, and I have to say, El Hombre is mucho caliente.
Who's mucho caliente? Who? Paris? Dave?
On his hot dog, avoid him and naked.
Oh wow. Okay. I think you. I think you're talking about Dave Robinson, the performer. Okay, she hung up. Okay, Brad. So Brad, you're back. You got further away. You got further away from the camera.
No, I got closer.
You got closer? Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Brad, you heard my conversation with Paris Dillon. That's Andy Dick's comedy partner. Do you ever talk to people like that? Do you ever talk to people that are part of something and then and like me too, I have the same problem. Like I was on the Howard Stern show. Now I'm not working there and I'm trying to do my own thing. It is so scary going from something very solid that's already successful to starting something new on your own. Like as a life coach, what would you tell us to do?
Yeah, I do deal with that quite a lot. It's all about becoming self-deterministic. So you're not creating a sense of identity in these other properties, right? So you're not defining yourself by the success of the show or by, being attached to somebody that has maybe a bigger profile or whatever, but actually placing your sense of identity in your awareness. That is the place where you can most empower yourself and actually eliminate or reduce your suffering as well.
Yeah, because, sometimes during my show, people will write like bad things about how many people are watching or like, belittling me. And I feel like innately, if I concentrate on that, if I concentrate on numbers or success, I should concentrate on content, right? Shouldn't I concentrate more on what I'm building and not worry about the rest of it?
Sure. But even deeper than that, by letting those things affect you, right? You're giving power to them. Whereas ultimately, if you were hyper aware of your experience and how you process that experience, you recognize that you are a point of awareness. You're not even the feeling or the idea that you're experiencing, but you're actually the awareness that experiences these things. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But how do you get there? See, it's like you're saying that, Brad, right? What are my steps that I can take to actually get to a point where I'm like very solid?
Well, so there's a couple of things. One is that people generally don't have a mental health practice. So I'm a big advocate of meditation, particularly mindfulness meditation, as a way to really see the mechanics of the mind and observe how it works and tune into your awareness. Then I also have a framework that I use that basically asks you to assess the current situation. So, be brutally honest with yourself. Where are you at this point in time? Then define the desired outcome. What would you like to experience? Create a timeline for each of your goals so you can measure your progress and create milestones, for your journey. Define the challenges and prepare for them. Define your baseline standards, because ultimately you won't achieve your grandest vision. You will achieve the lowest standard you're willing to accept. And then integrate your learnings and adapt. So keep a growth mindset, and then celebrate your wins while maintaining momentum. And that's obviously just an overview of the framework, but that's how, any challenge in your life you're facing, whether it's your career, financial, relationships, what have you, can all be filtered through that framework and worked on.
Okay, but this is not something easy. So even when you hire a life coach, even when you hire one, like I feel like it would take a good amount of time to get to, from where I am now to where, like, what you're saying. Like, so how long would that take, you think? If I started today on like a plan, I say, okay, yeah. I want to get to be a solid, confident, I don't let any negativity in, because it just comes at you, even if you're doing something positive. Like, I think this podcast is pretty positive, right? So this morning I had this guy, Claire, quit the show. Andy Dick didn't even wake up yet today. And I had a bunch of people complaining about like how many people are watching, and, just all these negative things that has nothing to do with me, but it somehow, I know it affects you when you have negative things coming at you. How do you be more like resilient and not let it come in and not block you?
Well, there's two questions there, right? One was, how long would it take to see some kind of transformation? And then the other was dealing with what you were calling negative stimulus, right? So the answer to the first question is, I typically recommend a minimum of 3 months. So that's enough time to see really tangible change and experience some of this transformation in a really tangible, measurable way. The answer to your other question is a longer answer, but ultimately, what you were calling negative and positive are really just mental constructs. And again, when you're rooted in your awareness, you can see these more for what they are rather than attaching a sense of value to them. Does that make sense? It takes practice, it takes awareness, but this is something that's achievable for everyone.
Wow, that is so amazing. Paris, I know that you have to run, but I want to bring you back because everyone just loved you here. Is there anything that you want to promote? Maybe your Instagram or your Twitter, or do you want to be in this community?
This community is so fun. I think your musician Fred said it so great about like an adult Sesame Street kind of combo. Like I know you're not supposed to read the comments, but I'm reading them. Maybe I'm a masochist, but no, I'm liking the hate. I'm liking the love. Because you just got to roll with it. I mean, I've gotten so much effing hate over the years, and you were talking about that. Like, how do you stay positive? Well, you know what? They're not in the arena, Elisa. Like, they're not trying like we are. They don't get to have an opinion. They can have their own, and that's to them. But it shouldn't affect us. Like freaking this heavy cloud that they want to have happen. But I'm there. Look, see, I keep reading and I'm like, I want to answer all these questions.
Well, you can answer them. You know what? I want to bring you into the Kermit and Friends Discord server, if that's okay.
What's that? Yeah, tell me about it.
What's that? I just found out what that is recently. It's like a fan club for Kermit and Friends. And we all go in there and you can answer everybody's questions, because I know you have to go, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you have to go. Okay, so Paris has to go. He can't answer your questions, but I'm going to try to get him into the Discord server.
Wait, answer the chat questions? Like,
yeah.
I can answer back somewhere, right?
Yeah, you could. Okay, so somebody, maybe my producer, Leaf King, if he's watching, reach out to Paris Dillon, explain to him how to do this stuff. You can follow Paris Dillon at, I think, Mr. Paris Dillon on Twitter, right?
That's right. And then Paris Dillon on Instagram. And it's funny, like, even just like follows and likes, really, it's the way to show support now. And it helps more than you know. Like, it's kind of, in the industry, it's kind of your resume. Like, right now, I literally booked a job because someone was stalking my socials. And they're like, hey, I like your audience engagement. I like your content. And I got booked on a job from it. So that kind of thing is like currency nowadays. So, yeah, it seems silly, but that would be awesome to be able to chat with you guys on Instagram at Paris Dillon. But yeah, your fans are so fun.
Oh, good. Wow. I've never heard them described that way, but great.
I like it. They're punchy. Come on. They're giving it to you. Look at D Mike, Paris Yawn Dillon. I'm like paint drying.
I don't think so. I think you're great. You're like really awesome. I knew it right when I met you that you'd be good. I didn't want to push you too hard because sometimes when I meet people in real life, like I don't push them too hard to be on Kermit and Friends. I just say it lightly and then I step back.
Yeah. No, hey, well, you're so magnanimous. Your energy is so awesome. Like, of course, I would do anything for you that you want.
All right, Paris. Thank you so much for joining us. I just love you. Come back anytime, okay?
Thank you, guys. Love you all. See you next time.
Wow, I love him. Love Paris Dillon. Okay, great. So everybody reach out to Paris Dillon. It's Mr. Paris Dillon on Twitter. Like Justin Smallwood, all the people that are talking about him right now. Don't just talk about Paris Dillon. What's that going to do? Nothing. Add him, talk to him, invite him into our fan club so he can be a regular guest here because that's the whole point of it. I want to introduce our new chef. I hired a chef. Her name is Lori Bolton. Lori Bolton, you're the new chef of Kermit and Friends. You did a Kermitarian, what did you call it again?
I called the channel Kermitarian Cooking, and the full like final episode of like me cooking will be premiering right after the show ends. So like in an hour.
Okay, great. So Lori's going to be premiering her cooking channel right after the show. Here's a taste of it. Lori's chicken in her very own kitchen, in her very own home that was just featured on the Dr. Phil show hold on one second. Hold on. Kermit and Friends.
Hey, Lisa, it's Gonzo. How's it going?
It's going okay. How are you?
Good. I'm actually Johnny B, Lori's dad. I'm his life coach now. And I'm also the host of his after show.
So you're Lori's dad's life coach.
Yeah, I'm trying to help Johnny B get his shit together. And
how are you going to do that? That's going to be impossible.
Well, Lori has an Amazon wish list with all of her cooking stuff, right? So I told her I would only allow people to purchase things if they threw out 2 things. So every item that she gets, they got to throw out 2 items from the house. And then eventually, if we buy enough shit for them, then their house is going to be cleaned up. So we're just trying to help out Johnny B and the Boltons.
Wow. Oh my gosh. So that's a Bolton supporter, Gonzo Shitcock from Howard Stern. Okay, so I'm going to play Lori's chicken video. Everybody enjoy. Lori from the Kermitarian Church is now our official chef here at Kermit and Friends. Here's Lori.
Hey guys, third clip here. I'm going to be cutting the chicken into smaller chunks to throw in the marinade. And I'm going to show you a trick. If you don't have a knife sharpener, but you got a coffee mug and the bottom is not glazed like this coffee mug says, the best man for the job is a woman. The bottom of it, the bottom rib here, is not glazed. It's clean. What you're going to do is you're going to run your knife a few times across the bottom of this coffee mug. Careful not to cut yourself, but you're more likely to cut yourself on a dull knife than a sharp knife. So what you're going to do is you're going to do that until you think it's sharp enough. And I got a big pack of chicken, and you don't see the chicken yet, but I'm cutting the package open. I almost cut myself, wow. And I cleaned my surface area. This chicken's kind of frozen. Just a little bit frozen yet. Anyways, what you're going to do, lay it down, and watch how that cuts. Like butter. Like butter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that even in half. That wasn't like butter because it's a little bit frozen. And then when it's in a strip like this, I'm going to cut it in half. And I'm just going to throw that in the marinade, which I got sitting right there. And I bought a lot of chicken because I know my dad likes a lot of meat. And last time I didn't have any left over, and I was thinking about it the next day, and I wanted more, and there was none. So, just going to cut the chicken into little slivers like this, and throw it in the marinade. And the reason I'm doing the marinade and the chicken first is I'm going to let it sit and marinate while I'm cooking the veggies. And because my dad does not have any teeth, I've got to cook the veggies a little bit extra so that he can chew it. So that's why I'm doing all the chicken and stuff first so that marinades, and it'll be ready, and I'll have all that flavor when I throw it in the pan. So, I'll catch you guys on the next clip, which is going to be after I'm done cutting the chicken. I'm going to clean it again, and I'm going to start cutting my veggies.
All right, so that was great. That was Lori and her Kermitarian chicken. I almost said chicken kitchen. Kermit and Friends.
Hi, this is Mike. I have a question for Lori.
Okay. What's your question?
The rumor in the chat is that was actually sheep brains and not chicken. Is that rumor true?
Lori, did you hear Mike's question?
No, that was chicken. I bought a big package of chicken breast, and I cut it into smaller pieces.
Okay. All right. Chicken. Okay, that was chicken. Okay, great. So I just want to say to people, I think Cherry left. So, obviously you could leave at any time, but, the point of the show is to have everybody woven in throughout the show. So if you want to be a guest, you just have to keep your camera on the whole time. Okay, let's just bring Trumpster Bob up for 2 more questions. Bob, what are your 2 questions for me? Bob?
Well, I think I know. And that is, what did you like most about working for Howard Stern? And what did you not like most about working for Howard Stern? And how would you compare it to anything else you've ever done?
Okay, what I like about it. I liked it because it was really in my wheelhouse. So the same thing that I do for Kermit and Friends is pretty much what I did for Howard Stern, right? So Howard Stern is on 3 times a week. So pretty much every single day, you write content for the show, right? So if it's 3 times a week, you're writing content for all those 3 days. So that's interview questions, jokes, segments, bits. And that's the same exact thing that I do here, except I'm doing it for myself, right? So imagine that you have experience doing, what you love to do and what you've dreamed of doing for yourself, for someone else. So it's the same actions that I'm doing, except it's just for me. So I'm booking guests. I'm writing questions for my guests. I'm getting their bios. I'm getting jokes prepared, bits, things that I think are funny. Like for instance, like for you. So you're like a bit on the show. So you wanted to interview me. So I said, Bob, every time you come on the show, I want you to ask me 1 normal question and then 1 sexy question. That's like a bit that I would write for Howard Stern. That's the same thing. But I would write it out. I would write the actual content out. Okay. So someone just asked me, what's my best content that Howard used on air? So I think it's my content. I would say the best content that I could prepare is the things that I find the most funny. So what I find funny about you, Bob, you're hilarious. And, if I took you and I cast you for Howard Stern, they would love it. It would create hours and hours and hours of content, which is something that every radio personality looks for. Every single one. Hold on 1 second. Kermit and Friends.
Hi. My question for Bob is, how long did it take him to grow his beard?
Good question. That was a question for you, Bob.
That's the number 1 question everybody asks me in real life, in person, and on the internet when I'm live streaming or somebody else's show. To be honest with you, this is about a 7.5-year-old beard. However, it was shortened 6 inches a few years ago whenever I lit up a brand new barbecue pit. So it'll take you about at least 6 years to grow a really good, nice beard like this. Does that make sense?
Shoot, I was just trying to call Snook Nook. She's not answering. If any of my producers are watching, can you call Snook Nook and see if she can come back? Did you have a second question for me, Bob? Bob?
Yeah, I do. A lot of questions for you, actually. Okay. I see that Marcy Turk is now on Howard Stern's show as his COO. Do you think her trying to clean up his character and clean him up, now he's a nice guy and all that, do you think it's too little too late, or it's the right direction for him? And because I see Howard Stern as a watered down version of Howard Stern right now. And most people, they're just not into that political.
You know what, Bob? I actually understand Howard Stern now more than ever, right? So he just does not want to be bothered. He does not want to be bothered. Like today, constantly, Claire, this guy Claire keeps texting me, calling me, being so annoying, like the most annoying person, like in the United States of America. And I have to respond to this guy because I run this show. So Howard, he doesn't want to deal with any annoying people. And I understand that. And I am not upset at him for hiring somebody to deal with his garbage. Because if I could just hire someone to deal with my garbage, I would have a much better life. Kermit and Friends.
Yes, Elisa, Trumpster Bob is not who he claims to be. He's actually a homosexual.
I don't think that's true. He constantly flirts with me. Who is this again?
Oh, I beg to differ. I made love to him behind an Arby's back in 1987. Ask him about it.
All right. I like your voice. This guy has a good voice. Okay. All right. Okay. So now everybody stay tuned for another song from Dave Robinson.
Thank you. Well, rain came one Sunday afternoon. The initial one settled without to be reviewed. She started into thinking she could never be trapped. She raced into the night. She don't see when she'll be back. No question, gal. Today must be the day to have your body painted so the market's doing me tattoo, gal. You got the missing personality. You lining up the problem. You see fit to right on. Don't be naked. I'm ashamed you're alive and ready. Nobody to blame. Tattoo got hands and rings and lucky charm. The fans come so hard, but they make you who you are by a Friday. There won't be no heroes or the guy from the neighborhood becoming natural creature. So walk on by, get to where you're at. You can't wait on the time to let me teach you if you can. Get some mama from the doctor, your tattoo could bad. You put your nails on into a little brown paperback tattoo, gal. You got the missing personality, you lining up the problem. You see fit to battle. Don't be naked, I'm ashamed you're alive already. Nobody to blame. Tattoo got hands and rings and lucky charms. Fire comes so high, but they make you who you are. First cut, make you who you are. First cut, make you who you are. First cut, first cut, first cut, make you who you are. Tattoo got hands and wings and lucky charm. Birds put so high, but they make you who you are.
Oh my gosh, I just love this guy so much. All right, Dave. So we're about to announce our wrap-up show. Okay, so have you enjoyed being a part of Kermit and Friends today?
I've loved it. It's been so much fun. And thank you for having me. And earlier on when you were talking about maybe people giving you a bit of a hard time, well, there's nothing easier in the world than to put down other people. And you're building a little environment that's happy and joyful and fun. And that's a big creative force and not enough people tap into. So you should be proud of yourself.
Oh my gosh, I just love this guy. Dave, I hope you're a part of Kermit and Friends. I'm going to invite you into the Discord. I want you to be a regular very badly. Corey, what's going to be happening on the wrap-up show? Can't hear you. Can't hear you at all. You're muted. All right, whatever, Corey. Okay, so anyway.
I'm sorry. I forgot I had myself on mute. Okay, a few things. That kid is good. So he's not just influenced by old blues, but Stevie Ray Vaughan, obviously, because he has the whole Stevie Ray Vaughan thing going on for him. And
Yeah,
second
love him.
thing, yeah, I knew it. I could tell. You just have that style. Second of all, Lori not washing her hands before she touches her phone after touching raw meat. Ugh. And your life supporter guy, if he's still listening, there's a good friend of mine, Supertramp. He needs help, life support for a very long time. And
Too loud,
get the other guest.
bad audio.
But obviously, we're going to be talking about this and promoting that kid and your life supporter, but we'll be talking about everything. So,
all right, good. I look forward to your wrap-up show, Corey. Even though last night you said you liked Wendy's show better than Kermit and Friends, even though you said that, I'm still a big Corey supporter.
I meant that not in an insult way, just it's more entertaining. It's more interaction.
All right. So Corey, okay, gonna take one last call. Kermit and Friends.
Hey, Elisa, quick question.
Sure.
A hypothetical question. Who would you rather date? Paris, the life coach guy, or the guitar guy?
I love that question. All right, Mike. Thank you. That's a great question. Love that one. Okay, so I've considered all of those guys, and that's exactly why I booked them on Kermit and Friends. And I just want to say to everyone watching, okay, it takes a lot of bravery to look around and see the world not as it is, but as it should be. A world where Trumpster Bob gets to be Larry King, where Corey gets to be the most popular guy in high school, where Wendy gets to be the prom queen, and where I get to date Paris and Brad, okay? You can be whoever you want to be. Always keep that in mind. And that, my friends, is where happiness is, okay? Finding your passion and sharing it with the whole wide world, okay? That's what Kermit and Friends is about. That is what this is. So if you're confused, and I'm still a little confused too, but I'm thrilled to have introduced you to a place where anything is possible. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.